You ready, Lynn? Is it recording now?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right. This is lesson 13, page 109, pronominals, which means in place of the name or the person or the subject doing whatever he's doing here. Very simple, not much to know here. First box in your view there, first common singular, ani or anoki, me or I. Okay, if I'm not the subject, I'm going to do it. And in the plural, anaknu or just naknu. And the forms are very similar. And then you're going to take the direct object, mark your eighth, which means self, and then put your endings together with it, and you have your endings for second person. Ata is you, masculine. Be careful because it looks like a feminine ending, but it's not. At by itself is you, feminine. The plurals, just like before, katal ten now becomes atem, aten. The third person, who is he? He is she. Very simple. All right. Hema is the plural and hena the feminine. All right? Not much to that at all. And the next one we're going to do with pronominals is going to be over on page 111. A little box down, the demonstratives. Demonstrative is a Latin word which means to point out. Okay? Which one? Ze and zot. This one? Okay? Ele, these. Okay? And then who and he. And then the plurals are hema and hena. Not much to that at all. It functions very simply, all right? Just very easily, all right? You read the letter, the chapter, you'll have the rest of it as well just by page 114. And he puts them in a chart form for you. You can learn that way, and this is the vocabulary as well. On the right, number 183, this is I, anaknu, or naknu. Atem, aten, you guys. These are the plurals. You might want to write plural there. All right, and then hema, hena is them. And the hema can be simplified to just him. Him, like the regular im on the regular noun. 188, ze, this, zot, this, feminine, and ele is these. On the left-hand side, ani or anoki, ata, at, you, and you girl. Who is he? And then he is she. Now the yods and vavs, get used to this, yods and vavs can sometimes interact in Hebrew, just like aleph, ayin, and hey can interact and they'll change. It's really bad, the changing in Aramaic. They do it constantly, but Hebrew can do it too. Me is who? You like that. Me is who? Who is he? He is she. Ma is what? Okay, very simple, not much to it at all. Exercises, just do the exercises 1 through 12. All right, and the enrichments are at your leisure if you choose to do them. All right. Pronominal suffixes on lesson 14. These are what you're going to put on. So if I'm just going to take the word horse and I'll put my pronominal suffixes on there in the place of the name, instead of using my name, it'll use other things. So we're going to do these in ways that are possessive. Now, independent subject pronouns indicate the subject of their clause. And we're going to show pronominal possession, and that's what this is all about. So, first common singular is that yod, a hierophant yod. And so, sus is horse, susi, my horse. Okay, susanu is our horses in the plural. Suska, second person singular, masculine, your horse. Susek, your horse belonging to a girl. The plurals, suskem and susken. You guys is horse, okay, you girls is horse. Okay, singular. Ending in the cholim vav is real common. The cholim he being masculine is not so common. All right, and the new forms you'll see them as well fairly commonly, and then the poetic form mo. So his horse, susa. Okay, below that, susa typically will be her horse. Look at that. All right. Be careful between the difference between hers as a possessive and the feminine ending. Okay, on the right hand side, haim, their horses, or it could be just a maim, their horses, hain, or just the noon, their horses. Now, and they're put in construct. You guys already know what the construct means, so you can read the chapter at your leisure, and you'll have that just fine. Okay? You'll put those suffixes together on page 119 with the noun. I'm not going to cover those for you. You can do that on your own. Okay? All right. Vocabulary is page 123. On the right-hand side, derech is a door. Da'ath is knowledge. Remember, yada is knowing, to not put the yod in there. Take the yod off, da'ath, knowledge. All right? And remember that knowledge is used differently. Adam knew his wife and she bore a child, so it's used differently than what we do in English. Okay? That's why we tell people Webster's Dictionary is not a good theology book. It'll help you with English, but not necessarily with your theology. Zavak, to sacrifice. Okay, zavak is the same word for, it could be translated murder if it's a man. Hamon, to tumult, uproar, etc. Hamon, if you want a mnemonic, just remember Hamon. Haman the wicked created such an uproar. Okay, this is not how you spell his name. Zerah means seed. Zeroah is an arm. Makes sense though? How do you do seeds in those days? You take your zeroah and you cast the zerah. The term was broadcasting, and so when you hear broadcasting on the radio, that's what it is. Just throwing it wild out there. Okay? Chelev translates fat. By the way, chelev, you need to write in your notes, it translates fat, milk, or rich. As in a rich man is a chelev man, right? In those days, if you were fat, you were rich, because you don't have to work, and that's how it works. If you got to get up and go to the fields every day and work for 8 hours, you would know you would probably not be a fat man. All right? Very simple. So chelev is fat, milk, or rich. So Israel is the land flowing with chelev and honey, milk and honey, right? It is flowing with fat, richness, etc. Chapetz, to be pleased. Yeled, a male offspring. Yalda, a female offspring. All right, on the left-hand side, karuv, you've already learned Korban and Karav, and here you have Karuv, which is a cherub, and it means one who is close or one who is inside. Okay, a Korban, you put a noon on the end, it means you bring your sacrifice, you bring your Korban. We translate sacrifice all the time. So when Jesus talks about those who proclaim their sacrifice as Korban, therefore they can't help their parents, and he says you transgress scripture. Aved, okay, to cross over the other side, the region beyond. Okay, if you put a tav on the end, you have Ivrit or Hebrew. Oz or Az, this is incredible. This means power or strength in a defiant way. Defiant power. El is the term for power or strength. Az is defiant power. And you're going to see that Az translated goat, right? Because he's a sin offering and he becomes a symbol of sin's power and defiance. Pesha, revolt or rebellion or transgression. Seba, satisfied or satiation. Now remember, sin and shin are the same letters. Therefore, it is Sheva or Seva, which means it's the number for 7. It's the word satisfied, to be full, complete, whole, vow, keep your vow, etc. Ko, thus, so, in this way, etc. Kedem, in the front, which is the east. The front is always the east. Kedma, east or eastward. Shur is a bullock, a young bull or a steer. Okay? All right. 14. I need to go through at least the vocab of 15 so that you can see it. Okay, and then, all right. 15 introduces Hayah, but we're going to introduce that on Monday, so I'm not going to give you the lesson of that quite yet, but I do want to take you to your vocabulary. That's on page 133 on the right-hand side. Aim, remember aim is mother, aim is if or then, either. Okay? And remember that ayin and the ayin and aleph will interact, and so you can compare those, get a concordance, Hebrew concordance. It's incredible what you'll find. Gava, okay, higher exalted like Gava, Gibeah, right? Gibeah, an exalted place, high area. Okay. By the way, always never forget to look up the name of the city. It'll tell you about the town. It'll tell you what it looks like or what it feels like, etc. Tahor, clean or pure, like in ceremonies. Taher, to become clean or pure. Tameh, to be unclean, impure. Yakal, to be able, to overcome or prevail. Yareh, fear or to be afraid. Now when you look at the spelling Yod, Resh, Ayin, think fear, to be afraid, or to be looking at. So God saw the heavens and the earth, he saw the light, etc. So it could be that these are the same root, depending on who you ask. If it is, because if you're afraid of something, you look at it, you keep your eye on it, right? That's what you do. Kaved, Heavy, severe, honor. This is a normal word for glory. Remember the eternal weight of glory, right? Because weight, kaved means heavy, honored. Eli was a kaved man. We translate it as a fat man. Okay, kaved can be wealthy. Abraham, it says, was a wealthy man, but it'll use the word kaved. He was a glorious man in gold and silver and camels and things like that. That's all it is. Ki means for, because, that, since, while, less, so, etc. Number 221, malay, to be full. Ma'at, by the way, whatever you're full of will control you. Okay, ma'at, few or a little. Kadash, this is kadosh, it means holy, right, to be healthy. So in Leviticus, if you are kadosh, if you're healthy, how do you know you're healthy? Well, it says, count does he have all of his fingers? If fingers are missing, you are not healthy, right? If you have all your, that's a holy hand, unholy hand, very simple. Okay, same way, if you have a disease, you are not healthy. You are not therefore holy. All right, Revelation 15:4, only God is holy. All holiness and health comes directly from him. Kadosh. Rahak, to be far away. Rahok, same thing, distant. Remember all these dots and squigglies, the holums and the pataks and the sugols and all that other stuff. These things are not Hebrew. They're added by the Masoretes later on. All right, kara, okay, to call, invite, summon, name, read, and also it overlaps with kara, second spelling. Okay, by the way, don't hesitate in a concordance to look at the letters which will interact, and you will find you'll have more to work with out of your concordance. Okay, karo, there's kara, like the cherubim, right? Close again, karo, again, approaching, coming near. Okay, and then shalem, shalom. Shalom, we translated peace, and it's really a terrible translation. It means to be whole or complete, to carry out the sentence of a court, pay your bills, to fix a broken arm, etc., etc., etc. Okay, there's the vocabulary list. There's not much that we need to know until then. I need to back up for just a second, though. Lesson 14, when it comes to the exercises, for sure do all of number 1. Putting those pieces together is very important. And then for number 2, let's do half. Okay. All right, and we are good to go. Thank you.